Hey guys, it's Jason with Gardening with Jason. Hope you guys are doing well today. I thought I'd bring you another video on my YouTube channel showing you my seed starting location in my seed starting room, where I have a couple of different grow rack setups with some lights, a table for potting, and just a bunch of various supplies that I need. Pots, trays. So I hope you stick around to check out what I've got going on in my seed starting room. So here's my seed starting room. As we enter in, this is an overall view of the entire room. I have two seed starting racks here. I have some wall shelving that I put on the wall here. And I put one grow light on the bottom shelf, a bunch of lightweight baskets on the top two shelves for storage of various gardening items that I would happen to need. This grow light here, this is an AgroBrite fluorescent grow light. Takes T5 bulbs. All of my seed starting rack supplies were a budget purchase from Facebook Marketplace and local Facebook buy it groups in our local community. I ended up getting this black shelving rack. It's pretty heavy duty. I haven't had any issues with it at all. I ended up getting that for about $80 on our local Facebook group. The grow lights are AgroBrite as well. I just did a search on our Facebook Marketplace for AgroBrite. When you do that search, you may have to do some driving to get them or find them. I found a couple lights, a couple of the 4-light setups. I found two of those from locally, so I didn't have to drive very far to get those. But the other set, no, I found one of those locally, one of those, because I have three of the 4-light setups, and then I have two of the 8-light setups. They're all 4 foot long. They fit perfectly on this shelving rack unit. So I found one of them locally that I bought off Facebook Marketplace for like $40. And then the others, I had to drive to West Virginia. I believe about 3.5 hour drive to get there and back. I believe it was Parkersburg, West Virginia. I ended up going to right across the Ohio border. So I ended up getting the two 8-light systems and two 4-lights. I believe I got all 4 of them for a couple $100, for $200. So in this whole rack setup here that you're looking at, I've got $280 invested into it between the rack and the lights. Then, like I said, this grow light here cost me $40 as well. It's 4 foot long. This other seed starting rack that you see here, this was also a Facebook Marketplace find. I drove up north to Anna, Ohio, to get this one. It's about 40 minutes from where I'm at. This one is, looks like it's upside down, but you can see it there. It's Growers Supply Company. And when I got on their website to check it out, it's about $1,300 light rack. It did not have any kind of shelving with it, so I just went to, well, I take that back. It had two of these grid racks. So, and then the other two shelves were completely empty. So I ended up going to Lowe's and buying two more of these grid racks. They're just ceiling light panels is what they are. And I've got them zip tied to the aluminum pipe there. So I ended up purchasing this entire seed rack for $150. And then whatever it costed me for those two grid panels. I believe those two grid panels were $20 a piece or something. But for $190 or so, plus whatever gas I had into it going up there at the time, which gas prices were cheaper back then. Anyway, so that's a pretty nice little setup. The lights in these grow racks here, they are not T5 like the AgroBrites, but I believe they are they're either T8 or T12. I can't remember exactly what they are. But they're the type of lights that just come in your regular old shop lights. Those are. The T5s are more of your grow type lights. And over in here we have a little closet where I keep some of my supplies. I've got perlite. I got these two big bags of perlite from amleonard.com. And during the shipping process, I found out that they ended up coming from Piqua, Ohio. So I didn't even know that A.M. Leonard was that close to us here in Dayton, Ohio. But it is. So I'm going to have to check out their store sometime. I've got a little rack there that I keep some storage boxes of seeds, some of my seed catalogs there at the bottom, just some random storage items that I have. Here's the extra grow lights that I have. There's a 6500K, 6500 Kelvin T5 light, 6400 Kelvin T5 light, and then these are UV plus T5 bulbs in there. I believe I also have 4000 Kelvin in my grow lights right now. I don't have any extras of those. And then these are the bigger ones that I use for the other light setup. Back on out of here. So I use, for my seed starting supplies, I use these seed trays from Greenhouse Mega Store. These are very, very heavy duty plastic. They're not your cheapies from the big box stores. There's no give at all in these. These things, when they advertise these on Greenhouse Mega Store, they show a person standing inside of these. I believe these are what they call the mega heavy duty. These are their most heavy duty quality seed trays that they have on their website. I have a couple of these grow mats or heating mats that I use as well. I have all these seed starting supplies that I've got from a recent purchase from Greenhouse Megastore. I've got plenty supplies to keep me busy. Got these here. These 2 boxes here are full of these little 2-inch cups, and then I believe there's some tall 4-inch or 3.5-inch pots as well in one of them boxes. I use fans. I've got an oscillating fan there that I'll use if I need to. I have this overhead fan that I'll use to try to keep my seedlings strong. And I also have an oscillating fan right here to blow onto my seedlings to get their stems nice and strong. Keep a nice steady airflow in this room as well. I don't have a whole lot going on inside right now. I haven't started anything inside as far as seeds go, except for these crocosmias at the bottom shelf. I collected these seeds from my mother-in-law's house probably around October or so. And I started them pretty much immediately because from what I researched, it said that they germinate better when they're fresh versus if they sit a while, and that they also take a very long time to grow and develop a good root system. So I wanted to get them started early. I started them around November. I also have some agaves I've got potted up. These my mother gave me during our last trip to Florida. Since then, the biggest one that I have, it produced some pups, so I took the pups off, and the one in the back there is one of the pups. But it was big enough that I could go ahead and pot up. And then the other pups that it had are in here. So I've got them kind of propagating for them to get bigger. And then I'll pot them up as well. I had a little bit of a fungus gnat issue, but I believe it's pretty much resolved now. These little yellow stickies have done a tremendous job at taking care of the fungus gnats. I still see some every once in a while flying around, but nowhere near the issue that I was having. I also have some snake plants down here that my mom gave me last time I was in Florida because my houseplant collection was very lacking. So these are just some snake plants that were left over that she had. Some of them were in clumps, so I broke them up. I've also got a purple heart Tradescantia there. These are all extras that I had. I've got all these types of snake plants upstairs already by my backyard window. And this is my potting area. I brought in a table from the garage to put in here. I got this mixing tray from Menards. I believe I paid $20, $30 for this, but it's definitely a very nice mixing tray. It holds a lot of seed mix, a lot of soil. You can see I've been potting up some winter sowing containers. Now you'll have to excuse the mess in here because I have not organized very well in here. I need to organize my cords still if I ever get around to doing it. I like for them to be tied up towards the back of the seed racks. They're not all hanging down the side. But I just haven't had time to do that. I had this large seed rack in my laundry room until I decided to just go ahead and move everything into this one room. So that way I have one place to work, one specific location. I still have a couple regular shop lights in my laundry room above the washer and dryer. So if I ever run out of room in here and I need to put something up there, I can. I haven't used it in the last couple of years, but all my water is in there as well, where I go to refill my buckets. I can also refill them in the kids' restroom down here in the basement. So we got plenty of good access for water. I keep a couple gallon jugs of water lying around, so that way I can just water whenever I need to and then refill up those gallon jugs. And I usually bottom water with these trays that I have. I got the trays without holes in them, so I can bottom water. But I think that just about does it for my seed starting room. And next time you guys are looking for affordable seed starting supplies, be sure to check out Facebook, check out Marketplace, check out some of the local groups. Just do a search for your local city, such as Dayton. Put in Dayton garage sale, Dayton for sale or trade, stuff like that, and see if you can't find local groups of people trying to sell stuff off, or even buy nothing groups now. There's buy nothing groups out there. So if you search your local city and put in buy nothing Dayton, buy nothing Cincinnati, something along those lines, you might be able to find a buy nothing group where people are giving away stuff that they no longer have a use for. I don't think they're going to be giving away grow lights like this, but they might be giving away just some regular normal old shop lights. You just never know. You can use normal shop lights for seed starting, and they work just fine. But when I found these, I just did a search on Facebook Marketplace. I just did a straight AgroBrite search. And when I searched AgroBrite, several things came up. I may have had to drive 3 to 4 hours to get a certain number of them, but at least I just kind of had patience and waited it out until I found a seller that had several of them at once, or multiple sellers in the same area that I was driving to that would have a couple each or something. But luckily I looked into one seller that had 4 of them, so I ended up coming out pretty good on that one. For the grow rack, I just typed in a search for indoor grow rack. Seed starting is sometimes a search I'll use. Seed rack is another one. Just use multiple search terms. You just never know what search terms are going to bring what up as far as your gardening supplies go. But gardening doesn't have to be expensive. Like I said, I've got, between these 2 racks here, that's $280 and then $150, so under $500 for both of these racks together, combined with the lights and everything. And I've got a lot of room for seed starting. Okay, guys, that about does it. I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you stuck with me to the end to check out this seed starting room that I now have in my basement. And I wish you the best of luck with your gardens this year, and I hope you'll follow along and see something you like or enjoy, or something that catches your attention. Thanks for following.